Stu?
Yes.
There he is. Just in the nick of time, dude. I knew you'd make it.
Oh man, it is a task having to deal with technology sometimes. And if you want to, and if you have any doubt about that assertion, just ask Zero Suit Samus right now, as we are going to get Luma against WebbJP. Luma, halfway decent Rob, all things considered. Not doing too poorly, but finding their way into winners semifinals after not a great showing in the winners side of bracket. Well, yesterday I believe it was actually, where they got knocked out by Beast by a score of 2-0, and not too poor in that tournament. However, at the same time, I guess there's no shame in losing to someone like Beast. Hopefully, they share such grace and potential defeat against WebbJP. But then again, when you're going up against Rob online, Ajax, it's not an assumption that you can make.
Oh, I think I heard. Did I hear something for a second? Maybe? No! Alright, we'll get it working.
Yeah, I definitely heard heard WebbJP. I definitely heard you. That's a good thing. Luma is not doing too poorly, all things considered. It's about one big hit away from taking a lead on WebbJP and continuing this remarkable winner side run that they are on right now. Gonna get this grab and looking for the up air, but will not find the mark in that instance, and it will be the up smash as WebbJP connects. Luma mashes out, and JP reading it correctly. Yeah, that thing catches pretty decently in the air, does it not?
Yeah, I feel like it does. I feel like I keep hearing Ajax for a second, and then unless it's another. Anyways, let me not distract you with technical difficulties here.
I mean, look, Luma is facing plenty of those right now. Just getting the circuits just absolutely crossed up by WebbJP and the Paralyzer. That is what happens when you introduce sudden electric shocks to the system. And as Ajax joins us, WebbJP, one of the more well-known Lucas mains, I would say, on the planet at this point, just considering the prominence of that character that he has brought it to on Wi-Fi. But going with the ZSS this time, we have seen this pocket pick before. I consider you to be a relative authority on ZSS play. You're kind of in the right area of the world to have a speaking measure on this. What do you think of this ZSS so far?
Well, definitely one of the bigger issues in terms of matchups is this one for Rob. Having to deal with fighting against ZSS is a huge issue because you can't land, and we've seen this enough with Raffi and with Mars over and over and over again. So even though Webb may be very talented, Lucas, I definitely like the idea behind this pick.
I think he's muted for a second. Yeah. All right.
Nope. All the way back.
No, you're good. You're good. I think Stu had to mute for a second. I didn't want you to get confused thinking that we couldn't hear you.
I know.
Okay, there he is.
I definitely muted myself by accident, and that was interesting. It seems that the technological differences are being interspersed evenly throughout the entire cast. It's not just Chris. It's not just Ajax. Apparently, it's also Luma too, because the Rob was decommissioned for game number 1 as WebbJP goes up.
I don't think I could hear AJ again. Potentially.
And it goes for Ajax too.
There he is.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, all right. I think, are we good? Are we good now? I think
we're 100% good. I think what happened
was,
good. Stu, yeah, right. No, Stu accidentally muted himself, and then I think Ajax thought that he got muted because Stu wasn't responding. And then
I think honestly I was looking at Stu speak, and I saw I heard no words, so I was getting very confused. And then I tried to speak, but it actually turned out that my setting was at mute. So besides all the stupidity you're seeing from me getting set up and Stu holding it down just fine, we are getting into game 2.
It's a joint effort, my friend.
You know, honestly, like what we were talking about before, this is definitely something I've seen quite often. Like you said, Raffi versus Mars is a staple matchup that you see in our region. And a big reason why Robs hate this matchup so much is due to their inability to touch the floor, because ZSS just refuses to let you do so.
Exactly, and Rob, when you're trying to control space, one of the methods with which you do it is through those big sweeping aerials. That neutral area might take a while to start up, but it covers so much of the stage, especially as we go to Unova. That big area in between the platforms, that's where you kind of want to go if you're not trying to be combo food. And yeah, it's one of those places where if you get caught on your landing, it's a world of hurt, as Luma is experiencing right now. But still, Luma is hanging in there and hanging tough, catching the with the gyroid on the platform, and not the gyroid, excuse me, but it's whatever it is, it certainly hurts. But that boost kick, that is painful as well. Just rockets abound as we are taking each other. The 2 stocks apiece are WebbJP and Luma.
Yeah, I was just about to say, the only thing Luma is holding at that moment was an L to the boost kick, but I'm answering immediately back with the up smash. And I agree with what you said. A good thing about this stage, too, is the fact that you have the full hop range for the jump, so it kind of messes with the short pop reset distance for falling up airs for ZSS. And it gives a little bit more room to work with for Rob without losing much, because you could still navigate around those platforms very well. And even though this matchup is definitely an indifference to Rob, Luma's still holding it down very well. It's just dealing with things like that, retreating side Bs, retreating Zairs, as well as just trying to approach it that neutral air just like so. You get anti-aired left to right. And Webb is just playing this matchup spectacularly so far in game 2.
Now as we continue on, WebbJP popping up Luma. Again, that's a big old body, so that's a lot of surface area to hit, but that is a lot of weight to try to take off at the top, especially on when the stage in question is Unova Pokemon League. So you're going to have to keep him at bay, tack on a little bit more of that damage, and luckily that does not seem to be an issue for WebbJP, as you are going to get caught. Again, you want to touch the floor, that's fine, but you got a Plasma Whip waiting for you, and that puts you into a world of hurt, and certainly puts you to your last stock.
Yeah, having the, just working so hard, fighting your way in, using gyro to cover as much range as possible, and then you just get smacked by short hop fair, or get caught on a retreating side B. It is tilting, to say the least. It is definitely one of the hardest things to deal with. Again, I'm still very impressed by the way that Luma's been consistently able to do things, being able to read that jump after that up tilt. Good call. Is there any way to close this out? There it is, catching the jump off ledge with the side B. Good job by Luma.
I mean, it's as well done as you could expect it to be, and it's one of the things that if you are to be a Rob main, whether it be offline or online, you have to know the matchup. And these two characters, they definitely rely on the same things, but you know, it's the degree to which you are dealing with ZSS's nonsense, let's say, that kind of changes between offline and on. And with ZSS, you can definitely circle camp if you want to, if you are playing online with certain characters. Whether or not that's the Rob is really up to Luma to decide, trying to make that not be their destiny, but sometimes you just get paralyzed into the boost kick, and WebbJP, the educated feet of Zero Suit Samus, coming into play there and will take the matchup by a score of 2-0, and that is how you punch your ticket, or certainly kick it into a winner's side, winner's final.
Yeah, it was smooth. It was smooth. We're gonna still give you a solid 9 out of 10 on that one. I like the fact that Webb's ZSS has been just getting better and better as we've seen the weeks go by. Obviously, like we talk a lot about the Lucas, but it's the ZSS has been picked up a lot more recently. I've seen it in a couple of recent events, and it just looks so clean in the matchup. Like, that's one of those matchups on paper that consistently you shouldn't really be suffering against. And Luma played it as best they could. It's rough because, again, everything you do, you find your way in with your projectiles, you find your way in with that really good down tilt, and then you just get pushed away and you have to fight through that tether and all the other stuff again. That was a really good set. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of Webb's ZSS. I wonder if we'll see a potential ZSS Ditto if they decide to go that route. if Lights happens to make it into winners finals, because Webb's the first one to secure a spot in winners finals.
Yeah, and Webb, the thing is,